I'm gonna tell you exactly how to get him to chase after you, and all it takes is 3 easy tricks.
This is how you get men to take care of you and how to unlock your feminine energy.
I keep a roster on me, and the girls want to know, where in New York do you meet the fine young men?
Ladies, if you want to meet someone naturally out in the wild, listen the fuck up.
Women love to beat around the bush rather than making a move and approach a man.
That's for the girlies and not my usual content. I wanted to share with you guys the best way to meet men in the wild.
I find it so funny that guys are intimidated by girls who live in the West Village.
How to get a hot guy to fall for you. Before I tell you how, let's talk about the 2 types of hot guys that exist.
If men aren't the prize, why are all these women searching for a man anyway? Kindly subscribe to the channel. That's the only contribution we ask of you. Thank you.
I read all the books on dating and psychology, and here are the 3 ways to make a man have no choice but to chase after you. Be busy. You gotta fit him in. Never make yourself too available for a man. I don't care if your entire day is free, you're busy. Schedule a week in advance. Please and thank you. Don't be overly impressed by his behavior. You need to act like the nice things he does for you are expected. This is standard. This is standard. No shit. If you make it seem like he's doing something spectacular, he's not going to chase you anymore. This one's the most important one. You need to be okay with him walking away at any point. Truly, in your core, you have to feel okay with him walking out at any point, because he'll feel that energy. It'll make him go insane and chase you. Trust me. Follow for more.
I have a tip for single ladies. So you're out at a bar and you want a man to come up to you. Don't approach them. Men tend to not like that. But how do you get them to come over to you? Lock eye contact for 4 seconds. Yeah, it's that simple. 4 seconds can feel like a really awkward and long amount of time, but just do it. And if they don't come over within a few minutes, do it again, but add a little wink at the end. And if they still don't come over, they probably are married or have a girlfriend. But it's not like you're overtly being rejected or being too forward. You're just letting them know that if they wanted to come over, you'd be open to that. Men, what do you think about this? I think the stare makes a big difference. There's a huge difference between and the practice in the mirror.
What does it mean if a guy calls you intimidating? It simply means that he is intimidated because your strength, your beauty, your accomplishments make him feel insecure. And you know why that's great news for you? Because you don't need weak men. And if a guy can't tell the difference between illuminating and intimidating, then he's not the guy for you. Because the right guy will embrace you as you are.
This is incorrect. These women are feeding themselves the idea that men are intimidated by their beauty and success. The word beauty is outdated because women today walk around wearing war paint on their face and call that being beautiful. Maybe that's what intimidating those men. And a woman's success doesn't mean anything to a man. He's always going to try and build for himself. Most of the time these women have shitty personalities and character that drives those men away. But you never hear them mentioning that part.
I'm gonna tell you exactly how to get him to chase after you, and all it takes is 3 easy tricks. Number 1, make it seem like you moved on. The less interest that you give him and the more that you show that you're not waiting around, he's gonna realize and wanna come running right back. Number 2, keep yourself busy and live your life. Whether that means going to dinner with friends, going clubbing, going partying, do whatever you want and don't focus all of your time on what he's doing. And number 3, treat him exactly how he's treating you. If he's not showing that he's invested in you and not putting in any effort, do the exact same thing and strip him of the attention that he wants. Not only will this make him chase after you, it'll also help you to move on yourself and completely forget about him anyway.
I saw this really cute guy at the grocery store the other day, so naturally I followed him to the checkout counter, and when he gave the cashier his credit card, I peeped it to see what his name was. And then I Googled him and found his social media profiles, and I was able to tell that he was single. So I went through his friends list and I found his mother's page. And then I looked through his mother's page and I saw that she was a member of this book club that's in my area. So I sent a request to join the book club. So I went to the book club meeting and I met his mom there, and we bonded over some books that we both liked, and she just thought I was so nice, and I brought it up randomly in conversation that I was single, and she let me know that she had a son that was single also that lived in the area, and maybe it would be cool for us to get together and chat sometime. So I gave her my number, which she gave to her son, and this morning he texted me and asked if I'd like to get together this weekend and do something. So I guess we're gonna go on a date. I'm really excited.
I really hope the guy happens to see this video and rethink his decision. This is absolutely creepy.
Another update on the Trying to Find a Man in the Wild series featuring Jess. Public parks. The men are out here. They're playing spike ball. They're having boys picnics, which is like a girl dinner, but with cute boys. And I think that if a group of girls went to a cute park and there was a cute group of guys, you'd have a very, very strong success rate. Also, we are at a park in Seattle right now.
This is how you get men to take care of you and how to unlock your feminine energy. You attract what you are. If you are in your masculine energy, you will attract feminine men. To get into your feminine energy, you have to practice living a soft life. Practice resting, spoiling yourself, pampering yourself, until you genuinely start to feel like a little girl again. There are 2 ways to approach a man and ask him to do things for you. Number 1, when you are asking for something, instead of feeling guilty, like you could just do it yourself, feel like this man's daughter. In the back of your mind, literally remember what it felt like to be a child and just ask your parents for things. Mom, Dad, I'm hungry, make food. Children are in their feminine energy. They are being taken care of, they are very connected to their emotions, and they are just playful. The second thing you want to do when you approach a man is be a lady. When you act and look like a lady, men don't want you to grab your own door. They don't want you to pull out your wallet. They genuinely notice you as a lady and they know how to act because you're a lady. They'll offer you things. They'll make sure that you're not in sketchy areas. They'll make sure that you're safe. You're welcome.
Some of these women don't need to act like children. They already do. The men who was already treating these women like princesses stopped getting that treatment because they didn't appreciate that man, nor show that man gratitude. Matter of fact, what they did was friend-zone such a man and then go be with the F-boys. These modern women will continue to struggle to find a good man because they've already discarded the ones that would do anything for them. And I don't think a man wants to feel like he's dating his daughter. That's just weird.
Ladies, men are intimidated by masculine women because they find it disrespectful. That's it. It's not money.
Here's another tip. I forgot about this one. It's very good. If you want to go up to a guy and if you want to initiate it, but you don't want to go up and talk to him or whatever, you go up to him and ask him to do you a favor. You say, would you mind taking a picture of my friend and I? Or you stand next to him, you have to tie your shoe or something, and you say, could you hold my jacket really quick? You ask him to do you a favor, and A, that's tapping into their masculinity, and they'll feel useful and helpful and like the knight in shining armor. And B, right when it's done, you say, thank you so much. I'm Emma, by the way.
Have you ever been in a situation where you see a cute guy and you want to talk to him, but you don't know how to start the conversation? You don't want to come across like you're hitting on him because you don't know how he'll respond. Well, here's how to do it the right way. Depending on the situation, ask for his opinion or ask for his help on something. Say you're in a coffee shop, he's standing behind you. Ask him what drink you should get because you can't choose. The reason this works is because guys love when you value their input and they love feeling like a hero. So if he's interested, he'll continue to carry on the conversation and hopefully ask for your number at the end of it.
None of us in here can be considered traditional women. And back then, an average guy could get a traditional woman. And now what does he get? He gets a boss bitch, a boss babe, a girl that's been ran through. He gets an ex-hoe. He gets a born-again virgin. Like,
what do
this
I
is,
get?
as women, this is what do we get? We still get protection and provisioning.
Are you sure?
And the average salary, but here's the thing. The average salary could cover an apartment. But the thing is, like, women, we want this lifestyle that's not even realistic nowadays. Like, we want men that make more than we do. And we want them to pay all of the bills. But it's like, we all have our nails done. We have, we get our hair dyed. We have makeup. We have all of this stuff that costs money because we want this lifestyle. And I've had girls come on my show and I say, would you date an average guy for companionship? But you would have to go down in lifestyle. And they say, no, we're addicted to lifestyle.
The more you give, the more they want. Eventually, you can no longer provide. Discarded and disposed after they find the replacement. God, I am so thankful I married the woman I did 26 years ago. I could not imagine trying to find the same values in women today. I get to stay home with the kids and homeschool, cook, clean, have pets. I'm fortunate, but the best thing is, I get love from my husband. Bought a dog instead. No drama. peaceful lifestyle is the main goal after working every day. I'm almost 60, was married 23 years. That woman never did a thing for me, and after that, not one girlfriend. No more. I now live in total peace. For them to be able to live such a lifestyle, they need a walking ATM. That's why they're not willing to go down in lifestyle and date a regular guy. These women are all chasing the same types of men, not knowing that they do not qualify to be with such a man. They also see all of these women on social media taking trips and living a lavish lifestyle and aspire to have that kind of life. They claim they're looking for love, but ignore the man that would give it to them. In conclusion, modern women aren't looking for love. They're looking for a sponsor.
Do you judge a guy based on height? Does height matter?
That is such a good question.
Yeah. It does?
Yeah. But there's this.
They can't choose whether or not they're going to be tall.
Well, someone else will love them, not me. Oh, well, that makes everything okay then, doesn't it? But wait.
So I judge based on things that you can change.
Based on things we can change. Now, there's a radical notion. Let's hear it.
For example, how much makeup you wear. So I got some makeup removing wipes because I love...
No, get the fuck out of here. Oh, that didn't go over well, did it?
What the hell? Why would you want to take off my makeup?
Oh, I don't know, to see what they really look like.
Because you're judging guys based on height.
You can see my face.
I can't. You got a whole mask on.
Well, that's very true. But if you think that's funny, just wait.
Does height matter in a guy?
I think we already know what the answer to that question's going to be.
Yes, it does. Because I think weight matters.
Oh, look, something else that a person can, for the most part, control. I wonder how that'll go over.
Height don't matter.
Well, that was fun. I know I always enjoy watching some individuals get upset over being shown their own double standards.
I think if more men do this, we can continue destroying this double standards viewpoint of modern women. Whenever the script is flipped on them, this is how they react. And they have the audacity to say women can handle the truth. What a joke.
Here are a few reasons why you should never chase a woman. Number one, it's going to make you look needy. Number two, unless she's initiating conversation or showing some sort of interest in you with quicker responses, there really just is no reason to expel your energy in that sense. And three, this kind of goes with what I just said, but if she's truly interested, she would either reach out or initiate some sort of text or call, something like that. Otherwise, she's probably just not that interested, unfortunately.
High-value men don't waste time chasing women. High-value men chase purpose. That's correct. A woman will never put you through the hoops if she's really into you. If she's really into you, you will not have to do extra to get her attention. Women only set rules for guys that they do not like. For the guys that they like, it's really easy for them to get that woman. If you're ever in that situation, she's not really into you.
I find it so funny that guys are intimidated by girls who live in the West Village. We're not intimidated by you living in Fide Eye. Good for you. I'm proud of you. Your mom's proud of you. Joe's Pizza on me. I'm so proud of you. Why aren't you proud of me?
That's for the girlies and not my usual content. I wanted to share with you guys the best way to meet men in the wild. And I promise you, you have never heard this tip before. Okay, so the other day I was listening to a podcast with Serena Kerrigan, who I love. Her advice is basically to just look men in the eyes if you want them to come up to you, which is literally so true. Obviously, it's probably pretty intimidating, so they need like an invitation, right? Okay, here is where my tip comes in. Do the look thing and then get a phone case with your name on it. Stay with me. I swear like half the time I get hit on when I'm out is because of the phone case. So when you're at the bar, just set your phone case like down, facing out like this, as if this was the bar. And just enjoy your night. Talk to your friends, whatever. Make sure the phone case is visible. And I swear 9 times out of 10, a guy will come up to me and be like, Beverly? And I'm like, oh my God, how do you know my name? And then we all laugh. He asks for my number. You fall in love. Literally the other day, I was at a brunch and my phone was out on the table. And the guy at the table next to us was like, oh my God, I love the name Beverly. Boom, he's in. So go buy yourself a phone case with your name on it, test out my theory, and report back.
This is what I mean when I say women will do everything else except making the first move. I got to say it's a pretty good idea though, but women don't even need to go to such extent. If the girl is pretty enough, the guy will most likely say yes. They don't have to worry as much when it comes to making the first move. But when it comes to a guy, he most likely will get rejected if he doesn't match her checklist.
Ladies, if you want to meet someone naturally out in the wild, listen the fuck up. I just saw a statistic that said that 86% of women who make the first move end up marrying that man. 86%. And listen, I know you've heard time and time again, drop into your feminine, let the guy approach you, let him chase you, let him do all of the work. Listen, there's a huge difference between shooting your shot and then chasing after a guy. I don't think many people realize that shooting your shot, you actually have a really good chance that something could work out of it, because it doesn't happen very often. And when I personally have shot my shot, the amount of times guys have come to me like, wow, the amount of confidence. Let me just put you on. And it's not even like you have to do all the work. All you have to do is just give them a little layup for them to shoot the shot. I'm gonna tell you what I personally do in public, but I want you to put this in perspective. The guys that tend to hit on girls, like, I want you to just think back really quick to the past couple of times that you've been hit on out in public. Usually it's not the type of guys that you want to hit on you. It's usually like the creepy guys that pursue everyone, the guys that bounce around, the guys that you really probably can't trust, the way too charming, way too in your face kind of guys. Okay, usually 9 times out of 10. It's the guys that sit back, don't want to bother you for risk of coming off as that creepy guy, that usually have a lot of potential. The biggest flop, the biggest fail, don't walk up to them like, oh my God, you're so cute. Oh my God, let me buy you a drink. Pick me. No, we're not doing that. Rewind. Here's what we're gonna do instead. So it really just depends on the environment. Sometimes I will literally just wave and like smile, like say hello. Sometimes I'll ask a question. I will ask for a small favor. Guys love being able to help you out. Subconsciously, they're like, wow, I am the knight in shining armor. I would love to hold this jacket for you while you go to the restroom or something of that nature. Okay, small favors, small things, small questions. Hey, can you help me? I'm lost. Oh, you're on a hike. Ask them for directions. Oh, you're out in public and you don't know how to get to the closest gas station. I don't know. I was in the grocery store once and this guy was like, oh, what kind of peanut butter do you think would be best? And I literally just, we had a full conversation about peanut butter. He opened the door. I wasn't interested, but like smooth, creamy, if you will. Okay, like literally ask them for a small thing and then introduce yourself. Make it a little segue. If you feel the vibe that they are receptive, you've already opened the door for them. And then at that point, it is up for them to walk right through the door. It's up to them to do the chasing at that point. You've already opened yourself up to communication. It's up to them to make the next move. Then you can fall into your feminine, whatever. You can thank me later. And also follow me on Instagram in case TikTok gets banned.
I did this, and he looked me up and down and said, no, I always shoot my shot, and 4.5 years later, I'm still single. I got rejected very respectfully, and I'm never doing it again. Didn't work for me, got ghosted. Every time I made the first move, the guy starts acting like he's the prize. So that's a no from me. I shot my shot once in my life, and he ended up inviting me to a party with his hockey team that same day. I just talked to a guy at a coffee shop today, and we're hanging out next week. The women in the comments that are complaining about getting turned down once or twice are in a better position than most guys who makes the first move approaching women. A regular man will approach 200 women and probably get one date out of that. There's also been more success stories of women who made the first move ends up getting married. For these women who got their ego hurt, has just been humbled. They just got a little taste of what men go through on a daily basis.
Listen, don't feel bad for not dating potential, because men don't date potentially beautiful women, so why would you date a potentially successful man?
That logic doesn't apply to men, because beauty isn't the only thing men care about. They also care about a woman's character. A man can take a broke woman from the street and provide her with a beautiful life. The world has never heard of a woman doing such a thing. As long as she's a good woman, that's all he cares about.
Men, I have questions and I want answers and I want them now. I'd be keen to hear from men in the age between 25 to 30, but also the older men who may have been these immature imbeciles previously in their life. Why are you incapable of being honest about your feelings? Why do you tell girls everything they want to hear but you don't mean it? Or do you mean it but then you panic and change your mind? Or you just change your mind but you can't tell us that. Why? Are you just scared of the confrontation? You're intimidated by a 5'2" girl? Is that what it is? I'm more likely to respect you and even come crawling back to you in a few months' time if you're just honest with me. It's the not knowing and making girls feel like absolute shit and like they've done something wrong, when actually it says so much more about you if you can't even communicate like what the problem is. Leave us alone until you sort your shit out.
When a guy sees a girl that don't really need him, they feel like, what am I here for? And then they just feel like they less than. So I feel like, yeah, they do be intimidated. They can't really like control you because you could do everything by yourself.
The only way a guy will be intimidated is if they feel like they can't bring nothing to the table. Because if I'm somebody who's bringing a table to the table, of course you're going to feel intimidated by me.
Incorrect. Into the idea of like speaking to multiple guys, I've always been. I feel like in order for me to actually settle down and like be with one person, I would have to be getting like the same energy reciprocated, and they'd be having to really call for me and be like, I want to be with you. This is how I feel. And then at that point on, I'll be like, okay, like they're giving all of them to me. Like now I'm ready to like fully commit and be serious to this person.
Right.
But I think until then, it's a playing field. I don't believe someone should get all your attention just because it's like the beginning stage and we're talking. Like I'm not going to close off any doors to see where this goes until you reassure me that you're all in and that you're solidifying what we have.
Yeah.
So you want the man to only talk to you while you talk to everyone? Got it. 5 years from now. Where are all the good men? The reason why they're asking right off the bat is because they hit 30. They've had 5,000 miles of pipe laid into them. The wall is coming, so the guy has to close doors to dedicate time and effort to meet your assurances. But you don't have to change or eliminate anything in that time period. At this point, there's no saving these modern women. It's really shocking when they speak. They don't hear how ridiculous they sound. The only thing that can humble them now is time.